Welcome to the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force Education Outreach Training Committee. The time scheduled for 4 p.m. There was a party here before us, so starting a bit late at 4:10 p.m. Mr. Clerk, roll call.
Yes, Madam Chair. Member Cawthon?
Here.
Cawthon present. Member Manny?
Here.
Manny present. Member Costa? Costa excused. Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Okay, could you,
Madam Chair, we have some agenda changes.
okay,
Item number 2 and 3 have been continued.
okay,
Number 4 was erroneously put on the agenda, so that is not to be heard.
okay.
So we have items 1, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I have a question about numbers 2 and 3. Why was this continued?
The complainant requested a continuance.
And were the respondents contacted also?
The respondents were informed of the decision.
Oh, they were.
Yes.
Because I talked to Sue Blackman of the library this morning, and she said she wondered why she wasn't contacted to see if it was okay with her. Is that not the procedure anymore?
That procedure is only for the full task force meetings.
Oh, I see. For the committee, if a complainant wants to continue, it's continued. I
Yes.
see. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Madam Chair, the first item is the adoption of March 10, 2011 regular meeting minutes.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So what are we doing?
Is there a motion to adopt the minutes of March 10th?
Oh, I move we adopt the March minutes.
Second. Is there a public comment before moving forward?
Good afternoon, Thomas Piccarello. The only comment I have is that if you look at the minutes, there's a lot of matters that were on the agenda last month that were deferred and held over until today. And I don't see any of those matters on your agenda today. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further public comment? Seeing none. Roll call for the vote.
Yes, Madam Chair. Member Cawthon?
Yes.
Cawthon, aye. Member Manny?
Aye.
Manny, aye. Madam Chair, we have 2 votes. The motion passes.
Seeing that item 2 and 3 have now been continued and 4 was erroneously placed, would you, clerk, please call the forthcoming item on the agenda?
The next item, Madam Chair, is item number 5, which is file number 11001, hearing on the status of the February 22nd, 2011 order of determination regarding William Clark against the City Attorney's Office.
Is the complainant present?
Thank you. I'm William.
Thank you,
Clark.
sir. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Just to refresh your memory, basically, I requested for a breakdown of 11.75 hours, and what all I got was the original number was 11.75 hours, and they just broke it down. But what I wanted, based on the Sunshine Ordinance, which also states in it that any communications, petitions, requests, or opinions of the City Attorney's Office regarding the Sunshine Ordinance were public documents. I wanted a breakdown of what specifically those hours dealt with. I didn't want to just be told that this attorney did 2.5 hours, this attorney did 0.25 hours, and this attorney did 8 hours. I wanted to know what the subject matter was that of each one of those hours that the city attorney dealt with these requests. And the city attorney invoked the attorney privilege and said he didn't have to give me that information. And I responded by saying, well, then you acted improperly, because at the very least, I don't need to know exactly everything that was spoken between them, but I would like to know what the 11.75 hours specifically dealt with, so we could find out whether that was an appropriate use of the city attorney's time and what the subjects were, and whether or not the money was properly spent. And so I haven't received, I was originally told by Mr. Song that he would happily provide me with that information, and then he didn't give me that information. You found him guilty, and I basically think that I should be at least be told what the subject matter was of these specific requests were, and what the city attorneys, what he actually did on. Did he provide them with information, just how to respond, or did they act as a counsel? So, I'm here today to find out whether or not I'm going to get that information, or if I'm just going to be told that's it, And I'm asking for you to get that information, or to make the city attorney provide me with a breakdown of what the subject matter was. So it's pretty simple. I mean, that's basically all it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is the respondent here? Oh, sorry, before moving forward with the respondent, my apologies. Is there anyone who is here to provide any comments in support of Mr. Clark? Seeing none, the respondent, please. Thanks very much.
Yes, hi, good afternoon. My name is Jack Song, here representing the City Attorney's Office. First of all, I just want to apologize. I think for February 22nd, I was not present for the task force meeting, and it was due to a medical really emergency. I had a growth on my neck, and I was freaking out. So my apologies, but I'm fine now. Regarding the complaint itself, actually, the complaint do have that information. Our client, the Arts Commission, provided the complaint this information in the packet. I believe that was part of the order of determination, March 14th, that everyone has a copy of it. It lists the hours of what was the different hours. As the city attorney's office, we had to protect the attorney-client privilege, meaning that the city attorney's office cannot divulge that information. However, if the client chooses to, they may. That's point number one. Point number two, the city attorney's office internal policy, we do not, our billing records, we do not have descriptions of exactly what projects are being worked on. We do have what clients we work with, and that's how we bill it back, and that's just our internal billing policy. And that was the piece of information that we did provide to the complaint. So those are my 2 points regarding this complaint. And lastly, I am not familiar with the committee, but I noticed that this complaint originally, it was one complaint, but somehow along the process, another complaint came out of it. I think it was 11002. I'm sorry, 11002. And I think the original complaint, which was dealing with how did the street artist program, I think there was the complaint of the city attorney's office working with the Arts Commission, that the fees that we charged to our client affected or impacted the streets arts program. I think that was the original complaint. So just want to clarify that. Thank you.
I would recommend, unless the issues are totally disparate, that these two be consolidated. Are the issues so different? They didn't seem different to me. Well, hang on, I'll call on you. Well, why don't we, Mr. Song?
Sure.
Would you speak to that, Mr. Song?
Yes, I think, let's see, I believe, pardon me here, I believe 11001 is the complaints asking for descriptions of the 11.75 hours, and we have previously discussed that at the full task force that we have provided the information, but our billing policy, we don't include the description of what's being billed to our client. However, the client, in this case, the Arts Commission, did submit information that pertained to that information. The client gave up its attorney-client privilege and provided the complaint this information, which lists in detail what the hours were spent on from the city attorney's office relating to the Sunshine requests. I think 11002, the complaint is accusing the city attorney's office acting as a legal counsel for the Arts Commission.
Right, so they are different, sorry. I take back my recommendation. Mr. Clark, do you have anything to say? It does seem to me that they are different. Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Song.
I'm sorry, may I just conclude with that 11002, and I'll turn the mic over. With our role as city attorney's office is to provide legal counsel to.
Well, can you tell us that when your time is up? Because I just want, this is on consolidation, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Oh,
and then we'll get
no
to
problem.
the cases themselves.
Okay.
So thanks, Mr. Song.
Mr. Clark?
Sure, I'll try to keep it simple. Yeah, they are very different because the first thing we
Right.
want to break down of this, and the second thing is that we're actually accusing the city attorney of going beyond its legal responsibility.
Okay, thanks,
Okay.
Mr. Clark. Okay, so just go on then.
Oh, did
Back
you
to the
want-
same, no, because we haven't finished with the first one.
I guess it's my turn to respond again.
Oh.
then.
Oh, no.
No, wait a minute, we haven't finished with Mr. Song.
Okay.
And then you can have a 3-minute rebuttal.
Is there anyone to,
Mr. Song, are you finished? Because I kind of, are you finished with your statement?
No, really quickly, I think regarding complaint 10012, the city attorney's office acting as legal.
We're on 001.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
I do have a question for you. There is in our finding of facts a recommendation that you give Mr. Clark the case numbers and redact all other information. Can you do that?
I'm not sure, but I can check with the deputy city attorneys. What we provided for the complaint were our billing statement, and it included a category, which was Sunshine Ordinance related issues, and our hours and the dollar amount, and also date. That's what we have provided.
Well, what we said in our findings of fact and conclusions of law, which is page 18, that the task force noted that the response may have carried attorney-client privilege too far, but in any event, it certainly should be possible to provide the names of the cases and then redact anything that you can think is covered by attorney-client privilege, but the names of the cases aren't.
Because our internal policy, it actually covers not just the Sunshine relating cases to Sunshine Ordinance. It includes our clients that's beyond just advising on Sunshine related issues. So we had to be the same across the board. That's why. So if does that make sense? Our policy include working with other legal outside counsels or other city departments, not just specifically this. I guess the policy is not specific to just the issues relating to Sunshine.
Oh, well, Mr. Clark wants to know how those 11 3/4 hours were spent, or what they were
The
spent on. He
breakdown.
does ask that. So can you give him the names of the cases? That's not
Sure, in this case,
attorney-client privileged.
it is. However, our client, the Arts Commission, had given up that privilege. They have the right to do so, and they have shared that information with the complainant. They have everything they need, including correspondence, list of hours spent, on what letters, what projects relating to Sunshine Ordinance, and they do have that information. And the task force also has that from March 14th.
So did they give him the names of the cases?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In the packet, there's a very clear list listing hours, and my apologies, but everybody do have a copy of this.
So you're saying which portion is attorney-client privileged?
That right has been waived by the Arts Commission. They have provided this information to the complainant.
So are
So
they
do have
withdrawing their claim of attorney-client privilege?
Correct. They provided information.
Oh.
See, we have to, for the city attorney's office, we have to abide to our ethical standards. We can't just give up the attorney-client privilege. However, in this case, our client, the Arts Commission, said it's okay. I can release these documents to share with the complainant, and they have done so. But we cannot be the ones to do that. That would be betraying the Arts Commission.
Even the names of the cases?
They do have that information already.
Okay, well then I
Correct.
guess, okay, thank you.
No problem.
I don't have the names of the cases. I don't know what he's talking about. All I've gotten from the Arts Commission is this sheet of paper that doesn't, all it does is say, this attorney worked 1 hour, this attorney worked 2 hours, and I don't know where he got this information that I got that. Also, you know, as far as I know, they haven't given up their attorney-client privilege. They just provided me with public documents that I'm entitled to that aren't privileged by attorney-client privilege. And in the Sunshine Ordinance, it says that all communications with the city attorney's office with regard to this ordinance, including petitions, requests for opinions, and
Okay.
opinions.
Okay.
Excuse me. And opinions shall be public records. And I don't know what he's talking about, saying I've got this
Okay.
information. I don't
Okay,
have
Mr.
it.
Clark, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
And I just wanted to make one last point that I pay for, I'm paying for their time, his time, and all these requests. So I think that to invoke this privilege when it's really a fiduciary duty for them to be able to reveal this information to the public, you know, should be pointed out also.
Yes, thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Clark. That's been noted.
I have
The
something
matter
to
is,
I have something to say, Mr. Clark. Step up to the podium, please. My question is, Mr. Song just said that he enumerated stuff that he'd given you.
Right.
Do you agree with that? You got
No, I don't. I didn't get anything else, and I didn't get any explanation of what any of the time was spent on. And like you said, all I'm asking for is, you know, a statement that says 1/2 hour was spent for Sunshine request of Michael Adario regarding this.
Will you stay there,
Mr.
Mr. Clark? Mr.
just
Song,
a second.
could you just come up, because I would like to get to the bottom of this.
And Mr. Clark, you can take a look at this too.
Yeah, because Mr. Clark, you guys
everybody
should be
received this,
talking.
and he has your handwriting on it because this is what you have submitted. This is from the Arts Commission, and this is dated, just for the record, it was sent on February 22nd on items 2425 relating to file 11002. And this is what the Arts Commission had provided, given up the attorney-client privilege. They shared this information with the complainant. Here, just want to share with you. I think it's toward the beginning. My apologies here. Here lists the hours that were worked, the description of each Sunshine Task or Sunshine Ordinance related research, letter responses, and again, hours, and here are the hours. So that includes,
That's the full hours of this.
Tell us, Mr.
these are,
Please
these
Tell
are
us,
all-
Mr. Clark.
clarify
Because
that
we're
to
gonna,
the-
I'm gonna ask you
Okay, let me
if,
just-
what
it is
what do you
he-
have to say
what
about his
he's-
last
What
statement?
he gave me was a breakdown of all the complete 75.42 hours for the entire year of the Art Commission in regards to their dealings with the city attorney's office, which included other subjects besides Sunshine Ordinance requests. That's not what the breakdown I'm asking for. That's the entire, he's just giving, that didn't tell me anything that I'm asking for. That just said that what these hours were for, total hours were for. And I'm just trying to specifically find out in regards to the total amount, the portion of the city attorney's time that was spent for the year, which was 11.75 hours out of the entire 75 hours, what those specific hours were spent discussing with the Art Commission, who they talked to, and what the subject matter was.
Did he give you the case, the names of the cases?
Not that I'm aware of. I
Because he
haven't-
just told me that you gave him the names of the cases, Mr. Song.
In the packet, it provides, because these are not cases, these are just these are constituency inquiries. There's no label of the cases, but it does show correspondence relating to the complaints or inquiries that came in, and these are very specific. I mean, the file names say Sunshine Task Force, so these that you have a record of do show that these are correspondence back and forth.
I know there's something going back and forth.
Mr. Song, would you please bring forward the document to which you're referring?
Can I see the front part? Where in your packet does it show what you got from Mr. Song?
Well, I received that, but in response to receiving that information, as you can see, the breakdown they have is for how much time Howard Lazar spent with this, how much time these people spent with that for the entire year, and then I requested a breakdown of the 11.75 hours, which was claimed to be related to Sunshine document requests. And all I received in response to that was this document. Sure.
Well, I see on page 141 a list of public records requests, when they were fulfilled. I guess this is from the Mr. Song's department. See, and also the cost to the street artists program. That's page 141. And 142. And 143. So I'm confused. I know what Mr. Song is saying, and I know what you're saying, but they don't seem to be. I'll show this. Could you show this to Mr. Song? And then, Mr. Song, So that is a statement of the cases that you pursued, the time you spent, when you did it, and how much it cost, how many hours it took, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is?
Let's see. Yes, it's relating to the Arts Commission, including the, including any inquiries on Sunshine Ordinance.
So, Mr. Clark, what does that lack, in your opinion?
Well, what it lacks, in my opinion, is it doesn't specifically tell me in regards to exactly what the 11.75 hours. This is just a total of the city attorney's hours for the whole year and the cost to the street arts program. It mentions some of the cases and some of the costs to the city, and that there was a conference with the city attorney, but it doesn't state what the subject matter of the conference was. And what I'm trying to find out is whether they just asked the city attorney, well, can you tell us what our responsibility is in regards to the Sunshine Ordinance, what we're required to do, or did they sit down for an hour and a half or 2 hours and discuss how to proceed in each matter? And so what I'm trying to do, all I'm trying to do is get a specific breakdown on the 11.75 hours. A lot of all this has to do with the total amount, like I said, the total amount of time the city attorney basically worked for the street artist program
Okay,
over the
thank
whole
you.
year.
Mr. Song, is that your understanding also? That is a list of all hours spent during the year, or is that a breakdown of the 11 3/4 hours?
Sure, it's actually it's everything, including there's a section where it lists the Sunshine Task Force related hearings, complaints, letters to the task force, and I just want to emphasize that this is from the Arts Commission. The City Attorney's Office, we have our billing policy, it's the same across the board. It's the same for Arts Commission, the same for other city departments, where we don't go in really clear detail or really specific detail of what each billing hours is for. And that's actually a standard practice for a lot of the law firms, and we do that as well. However, in this case, we provided the Arts Commission had provided more than ample information. This included draft correspondences, which really should not be given out because they're in draft form, but we provided that. We also provide the entire budget that are clear description of date, time, description, hours spent, the dollar amount attached to it, and it also included issues relating to Arts Commission and the Sunshine.
Have you done the 1175.75 hours? Have you separated them out from total hours, or can you go back and check them so that Mr. Clark can see which ones were specifically in response to Sunshine issues?
It is all part of the packet, but I can.
You said that they're all that you listed all hours. What he wants is a separate and discrete list of the hours that were spent.
Clarifying.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we can ask the Arts Commission to if they can be able to provide.
Can you do it?
That's not our city attorney billing policy.
Well, maybe we should have somebody from the Arts Commission come and tell us what's going on. It doesn't seem like they're trying to withhold it. It's
No,
just
not
a
at all.
question of getting it listed in such a way that it answers Mr. Clark's question.
Sure.
So, I mean, I would almost say, unless we can think of
Yeah.
some other way to ask, can you get who from the Arts Commission? Is that Howard Lazar?
Yes, he was.
Could
he's the
he
one that
come and
provided all the
explain to us
information.
how? Could he come back and explain to us how
The process of
the process, so
which-
that we can, and his ability to segregate the 11.75 hours?
Member Coffin.
Yes, Chris.
Clerk.
Madam, through the chair, I would suggest, instead of asking Mr. Song to ask the Arts Commission to come out, it would be better if the task
Could
force
we
asks.
draft? Yeah.
Mr. Lazar to come and
Should we
explain.
ask him to come to the full task force or come back here next month?
You can come back here next month.
Come back here.
Yes.
Perhaps
Okay,
that
so
would be easier.
Mr. Clark, come on up a sec. So what we're going to do is ask Howard Lazar to come or somebody from the Arts Commission to come so that we can,
Have a more knowledgeable approach. to
Right.
it.
yeah, and then you'll be able to speak with him when he's here.
Right, I don't have a problem with you doing that. However, I just want to point out to you that I don't understand how the city attorney's office can claim that they have a client, that they've given up their client privilege rights to release certain information, and then turn around and say, well, we have all these records showing what we did with the Art Commission, but we don't have a list, or we don't keep track of exactly what these 2.5 hours or these 1.5 hours are. And I feel that they are attempting to withhold this information from
That
me.
is noted, Mr. Clark. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Motion.
Is there a motion?
What?
The
So
matter is now with the task force. Is there,
should
should
I
we
would
call
move,
public comment? A motion first, right? Is there a motion?
I move that we ask the two gentlemen, Mr. Clark and Mr. Song, to come back to this committee next month and to bring a knowledgeable person from the Arts Commission. And Mr. Song can let the Arts Commission person know that we're trying to get to the bottom of this. Mr.
Through the chair, Madam Member Clerk,
That's
I
my
will do that.
motion.
I will let Mr. Lazar know that he needs to come before the task force.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
He said he's going to reach out to Mr. Lazar for him to come forward and present more knowledgeable information.
Wait, that's my motion.
Second.
I second that.
Public.
Is there public comment on this?
Thomas Piccirillo. I think it's a bad motion. There's already been an order of determination, and there hasn't been compliance by the city attorney's office. And now you want the Arts Commission to appear next month and for them to give you information on billable hours. The city attorney is responsible for the billable hours information, not the Arts Commission. The Arts Commission is not going to be able to provide you that documentation. So this matter should go back to the full task force with a ascertaining as to why the city attorney hasn't complied with this order of determination. And let me say this about the city attorney's office. I mean, you should have asked the city attorney when the Arts Commission waived the attorney-client privilege. Was it before or after the city attorney asserted the attorney-client privilege? The city attorney believes that their internal policies supersede the Sunshine Ordinance. It doesn't. The city attorney is compelled by the Sunshine Ordinance to comply with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further public comment?
Hi, Robert Clark. I agree with him 100%. We've been trying to get this information from the Art Commission, first of all, just by asking them for it, by very politely saying to Mr. Lazar, well, we want to find out this information, please do it. And as a result of a total lack of willingness by the Art Commission, we've had to go through this task force system, and this is, I think, like the fourth hearing that we've been to right now, trying to get it. And I think it's very simple. There's an 11.75 hours that the city attorney is claiming they've spent on Sunshine Ordinance Task Force. We're trying to determine whether these were legitimate hours spent on like my brother said, just trying to educate the Art Commission on what their responsibility is under the Art Commission, which is legit for the city attorney too, or did they go further and act as their attorney, write drafts for them, tell them how to come in front of this board and answer, and that's why we're trying to find out specifically what these subjects were on these 11.75 hours. And I just want to say that Mr. Lazar, it's almost fruitless to request that Mr. Lazar come to this committee. He doesn't come to this committee. He sends the person we just got forced to hire, and he sends this individual who knows absolutely nothing. He's going to do that next month. So I agree with this gentleman here.
Thank you. Further public comment on this matter? Is there further public comment on this matter? Chris. Mr. Clark, please retrieve your documents.
Should we now vote on the motion?
Yeah.
On the motion, Member Cawthon?
Aye.
Cawthon, aye. Member Manny?
Aye.
Manny, aye. Madam Chair, we have 2 ayes. The motion passes.
Okay.
Mr. Clerk, would you please read the following item on the agenda?
The next item is item number 6, file number 11002, hearing on the status of the February 22nd, 2011 order of determination regarding William Clark against the City Attorney's Office.
Is the complainant here? Mr. Clark, please.
I'm William.
Please come forward.
Again, I just want to remind you for a second what this is about. It's in regards to the fact that we've presented evidence to prove that the city attorney was spending more time and effort helping the Art Commission present their case in front of the Sunshine Task Force, rather than just advising them as to their responsibilities under the Sunshine Office, how it works. And I pointed out to you that at that time they did invoke the lawyer-client privilege, claiming that they would not release information and all this stuff. And by doing that, I said, well, if you're invoking the lawyer-client privilege, then you're admitting that you're acting as their client. You're not just advising this particular department as to what their responsibilities are, how to act. But through the presentation of emails, we presented evidence that showed that they were drafting letters, helping them write things, telling them how to present their cases, what to say in front of the Sunshine Ordinance, and the full task force voted in favor of in my favor that they violated the Sunshine Ordinance. I don't know where we go from here. Do you castigate the city attorney for going beyond their legal responsibility? Like I said, in the Sunshine Ordinance, it says if they're going to have legal counsel with any department head about the Sunshine Ordinance, then all that information is public under the Sunshine Ordinance. All that communications, all those things are public information, which we should be able to get. Yet, we're being told we can't have this information because it's legal lawyer-client privilege. And so I find myself in a catch-22 here. Where do we go from here? What do you do? I don't know what you do. I mean, they've been found guilty. It's obvious to me that Mr. Lazar and the Arts Commission has almost bragged about the fact that they would take the city attorney's advice and present it to the Sunshine Ordinance and use their advice to handle these cases. And as a result of all that, then I get charged more money because the city attorney gets used by the Art Commission I get charged more money in my fee and be intimidated and told, well, if you ask for any more requests, we're going to send it over to the city attorney, and that's going to cost you more money, and everybody else is going to get angry at you because you're costing them more money. And then Mr. Lazar starts this thing of where he's saying that he's telling people that, well, I can't do my job over at the Arts Commission because I'm getting too many of these sunshine requests. Yet he's just refusing to answer the questions and forcing us to go through this process in order to force you to make him give us information that we should be entitled to. I don't know where you go from here. I don't know what you do. Thank you. If you have questions, I'd be glad to, answer them.
Thank you. Is there anyone in support of the complainant to come forward and speak? Seeing none, the respondent, please.
Thank you. Just a point of clarification, also education. The gentleman that spoke during the public comments said the city attorney's office, we need to find out when they invoke the attorney-client privilege. The attorney-client privilege is not some kind of magical power where you can invoke it and call upon it. It is an ethical duty. Attorneys are hired to consult the client. The attorney cannot turn around and go to the press, talk to the public about something that's between the attorney and the client. So I just want to make that really clear. We're on the record. This is being taped. Secondly, in this case, we're advising the Arts Commission. The Arts Commission is the client. That's our role. That is our duty. And what we're being accused of here in 11002 is we are being accused of doing our job. We're acting as legal counsel for the Arts Commission. Now, we would be violating the law and be in absolute violation of the ethics law, the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force, if we had told the individual, said, do not share these documents, even though it's protected, even though it should be revealed under the Sunshine Ordinance, don't show them. That is not what we did here. All the documents that has been submitted that the complainants have never said or never revealed that the city attorney proactively hidden documents. We never did that. However, we did do our job acting as a legal counsel because the Arts Commission is our client. We had to help them in drafting letters to the Sunshine Task Force and also help them along the way what documents should be revealed, should be shared with the public, and what are some attorney-client privilege that cannot be shared. However, in this case, the Arts Commission given up that privilege, that right the client had, and it went along and shared the information with the public. So I just want to make that clear. This accusation, it's absolutely false, it's inaccurate, and we are doing our job as the city attorney's office, as city attorneys advising the Arts Commission, and we're doing it the right way. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Song, what accusation is false?
Well, here it said the complainant alleged that the city attorney's office acted as legal counsel for the custodian records of the street artist program of the Arts Commission for the purpose of denying public access.
That's the next item. We haven't taken that one up yet.
We are on the next item.
We are, sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, so that was the accusation, that we were denying public access to the public records.
Thank you. Is there anyone else to speak in support of the respondent? Seeing none, the matter is with the committee.
Well, I just wanted to say that looking at the order of determination, that the task force did find that, I don't think I was at this meeting, but the task force did find that the CAO was providing legal assistance to the Arts Commission, and noted that some emails and attachments could be draft letters giving them advice on how to avoid complying with sunshine. I'm just not clear on this. Mr. Song, were these emails and attachments draft letters to the Arts Commission? Is that correct?
Actually, we were assisting the Arts Commission how to comply with the Sunshine Ordinance.
The allegation was that you were assisting the Arts Commission, defending the Arts Commission from complying with the Sunshine Ordinance.
It's a double-edged sword.
So what do you say to that? Yeah.
What we're advising the Arts Commission is, as the city department and city commission, what you can show and share with the public under the Sunshine Ordinance, and what some things are not. But the Arts Commission had shared everything with the correspondence with the complaint. And from a city attorney's office perspective, it is a dangerous situation because, or not danger, but it's a confusing situation because some of these were drafts. So that's a good reason why sometimes we do not, and actually we never release draft of legislations or letters between attorneys and clients, because it could be misinterpreted. It's not the final product. So, but in this case, it's been shared by our client, so it's out there.
Can I respond? Okay.
I mean, the task force isn't. The task
Okay.
could be draft letters. It doesn't say. We don't know what the task force meant.
Excuse me, is this conversation though in compliance with the Sunshine Ordinance?
Call a recess.
Chair calls a 5-minute recess.
To 5-minute recess? Okay.
The matter is currently with the committee, and Chair will ask if there is a motion.
I move that we send this matter back to the task force so that they can clarify what their position is and why it was sent to the Education and Outreach Committee in the first place.
I second that. Is
Okay.
there public comment on this?
Yeah, no, I have no problem with you doing, because obviously you two were not at the hearing at the time, so it really makes it hard for you to have to deal with it without knowing more information. So we respect your opinions on that. I just want to make it clear that under the Sunshine Ordinance, when I go to, say, the Art Commission and I request a public document, he's supposed to, within a certain amount of time, tell me, yes, he's going to give it to me, or no, he's not, because it's not public. I, as a citizen, if I don't accept that, it's my responsibility to go to the city attorney, as myself, as a citizen, and request the city attorney look over the papers that commission is refusing. It's not the commission's job to go and take every single piece of paper that's requested to the city attorney, to have the city attorney look it over, to tell that board or commission that paper is public or private. It's the responsibility of the citizen to go to the city attorney. Now, that's my understanding on how the Sunshine Ordinance works. But what's happening in this case is we're getting every single request that we ask has to go through the city attorney. And this is where we're saying it's being used to stop us from getting this information, because it doesn't have to go through all the way to the city attorney unless there's an attempt to keep us from getting that information. If he's going to give us that information, he doesn't have to take it to the city attorney and ask him, is it okay to release this? He just releases it. If he doesn't want it released, then he says, I don't want it released. Then it's my job to go to the city attorney if I want to continue the process. And that's why, for the city attorney to say, I'm educating the Art Commission is a bunch of baloney, because you only have to tell them one time how the process works. When people come in and ask for this is what you do. And if they don't like it, they can come to me. And so for this constant situation where every single thing we ask for has to go through the city attorney is a misuse of the process. The city attorney knows it's a misuse of the process, but yet they're standing up here and acting like this is the proper way for them to do this. And I just wanted to point that out to you.
Thank you. Further public comment?
Thomas Piccirillo. First, let me say, if the conversations that you were having dealt with this matter, I don't think that's sunshine compliant. If you were discussing something else other than this case, that's fine. But if you cannot have a conversation regarding the issues presented today in a sidebar, that's not sunshine compliant. And the next time you do it, I'll challenge you. Secondly, let me read you the part of the Sunshine Ordinance. Section 6721I says, the city attorney shall not act as legal counsel for any city employee or any person having custody of any public record for purposes of denying access to the public. What that statute says is the city attorney cannot have an attorney-client relationship with the Arts Commission if the request to the Arts Commission was based on public records. The full task force already made that finding. So that issue has already been resolved. The issue that you should be addressing is why the city attorney has not complied with your order of determination. You don't get to relitigate now a finding by the full task force that was made last month. So I would urge you to refer this matter back to the full task force for a finding of willful noncompliance. Thank you.
That motion has been made. Further public comment? Seeing none, roll call, please.
On the motion, Member Cawthon?
Aye.
Cawthon, aye. Member Manny?
Aye.
Manny, aye. Madam Chair, there are 2 ayes. The motion passes.
Mr. Clerk, would you please read the following item?
The next item is item number 7, which is public comment for items not on the agenda.
Is there any public comment on items that are not listed on the agenda?
I guess I'm just trying to figure out when does number 4 get heard, because I was here, it's been posted. I'm trying to figure out what's happening here.
Mr. Clerk, did you have any idea as to why number 4 was not?
Madam Chair, I have spoken to the correspondent. I did tell him that it was put on the agenda by mistake, and I told him it would be heard at the next meeting.
Okay, because see, I might have a problem with my schedule, so I'm gonna send you some correspondence regarding that.
You do have my email address, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Further public comment on items not listed on the agenda?
Well, it's a public comment. The last item you addressed, I didn't really hear your motion, so I don't know what you passed. You said you were going to take a 5-minute break, and so I went to the bathroom. In less than 5 minutes, I came back, and you've already presented the motion. So I don't know what motion you passed on the last item on your agenda. Secondly, I'm troubled by the calendaring by your staff regarding matters on your agenda. Mr. Pitts was on the agenda on item number 4 against Local Homeless Coordinating Board, and I came to talk on that matter, and it's off calendar. Staff should at least email all parties if the matter is to be taken off calendar. Thank you.
Thank you. Further public comment on items not listed on the agenda? Seeing none. Next item.
Item number 8 is committee members' comments, questions, and requests for future agenda items.
Member Cawthon, do you have any?
No, I don't.
I also do not. Motion to adjourn?
Sorry?
Motion to adjourn?
By a rising vote.